lap critical. Let's go. Cue my music. Cut my music. Obvious at this point, I did not want it. Hello and welcome to Forza Motorsport. I got 2 races for you today. This one is with Grand Oak, some of the cleanest racing you've ever seen in your entire life. The best lap one I've ever experienced in Forza Motorsport. There was absolutely nothing done here. No foul play, nothing at all. You see here I went wide, just trying to make sure that I could get away scot clean, and boom. He did not mean to do that. That clearly was my fault. I should have braked. I should have stopped. I should have doubled back, chose another car, left the lobby, come back. I should have did something. We're gonna do a recovery race here. We're gonna pick up. All we have to do from this point forward is just be clean. We just have to survive. Everyone else will take themselves out, as that one just did. We clearly saw he took himself out. We're good. From here, I've just been driving as clean as I can. Look, another one right there, another position. One thing I love about some of the sim racing, especially in Forza, is you don't have to put all the crazy time or any of the crazy stress into it. You want to just hop on and have just a fun game. All you gotta do is hop on nice Forza Motorsport. The first T1's gonna be crazy. Once we get past T1, it's a breeze. From here, I have the hard tires on. I'm not focused on anything crazy. I literally forgot strategy. Again, look, this is another spot here. We're good. Do a little squeezing. He didn't mean to do that. It was not his intention. He stopped on the side of the road. He didn't stop on the side. All you gotta do is be clean. The spaces will come back to you, or shall I say places will come back to you. Look at this, here we go, another one. They're taking themselves out. Bobby Two Fly here. Now my problem here with this spot was I should have squeezed him a little bit more, took more of the track, but I was afraid of cutting him off. I didn't want to do anything dirty, but he got his spot back. I promise you, we will get Bobby Two Fly back. He's not going to keep that position for long. Again, there's another situation. I hadn't practiced this corner at all from that angle, so I didn't want to outbrake myself and get knocked out like I did not too long ago. And here, I am amongst the same group of people that I told you was everyone else. I'm going to take myself out. So I'm going to skip through all the boring portion here. And honestly, it is literally just a recovery race. I'm just driving by myself, just trying to keep it as clean as possible. Here we go. Another spot. Another one. And now, for some reason in this race, I forgot that you had to do pit stops. The good thing is I was on the hard tire. The bad thing is it was a no stopper. So once homeboy jumped into the pits, I just felt like, hey, that's more places that I'm making up at this point. So who cares? And there go. Good old Bobby Two Fly. Good old Bobby Two Fly. We took him straight right there. I told you he gonna do it to himself. It looked like he was about to take me out right there. I had to keep my composure. Cold brown almost, but I couldn't focus too much on the rear view camera. So here, if you notice, this must have been the crossover point for like the mediums or something. Maybe the sauce was a lap or two ago, because I jumped from here. Now we're in 6th place. We jumped all the way up here. The tire's still about halfway. We got some good life in them. Not the best, but we're in a good place. And all we have to do now is just follow these two through. But in my eyes, if I can catch him, I can pass him. And there we go, another spot. Now this person, I said I'm gonna make sure I squeeze out. and he tried to hit me with the switch, but I parked it on the apex, so he wasn't able to get the switcheroo. He was doing a lot there. And from there, that took us up from 6th place. And now as we go past the pit exit, we end up in 4th. Completely a recovery race. We didn't do anything special in this race. We wasn't super duper fast or nothing. We're not great. It was just a one stopper. And when this guy jumped in, I should have seen it as the opportunity for me to jump in. But if I'm honest with you, I saw myself in 3rd. The tires are cooked. And I came to the conclusion that, you know, it's nothing at this point. We jumped up from last place and came all the way up to 3rd place. So the worst that could possibly happen is we'll just have a top 10 finish. I was okay with that. I said, if I pit now, there's the opportunity that I lose all these places, and now I gotta fight back up. So I was just hoping that the lead that I built would be a lead that was good enough to, you know, at least keep me in the top 10. If not, then everything was squandered. And honestly, who cares? So here, we lost the place. This is just a sign of our tires are done. We didn't have the grip. He outbraked us, outcornered us. He took us on the exit. I couldn't hang in this corner whatsoever. He's horrible line. His line is god awful. God awful. Nothing I could do about it. Here we see both of them squabbling. I think this guy was on a no stopper as well. I don't know if he was intentional or not. He just was in the way. I had a better exit than him, but he just was hanging around. Now, I don't know if that was his tires being bad there or if he just let up off the gas to let me go, but I appreciate him. He couldn't hang. Looking to the rear view, he couldn't do anything. So I don't know what was going on with him. His tires must have, maybe he was on mediums and they were just done. Here I am just looking like regular traffic. I didn't want to fight it too much. It's literally no point in fighting it. This is essentially brand new tires to no tires. They're messing up all their lines. Honestly, I think if I would have done medium, I possibly could have gotten a top 5 finish. Maybe maybe even a top 3, maybe a podium finish. We had people coming off the let's see. They're all running off the track. And then watch this. This is the tire difference. I don't even have the grip to turn in. That's what happens when you don't have any grip. So that's where we are. Tried my best. When you forget strategy, this is how you get messed over. You end up a passenger to the race. Made it up to 3rd. And I had to survive to leave off in 6th. I'm happy with that finish. That is a win to me. If you look at the best laps, I was in a good place. So here we have race 2, Road America. This is probably one of my favorite races, probably one of my favorite tracks, at least on Forza. It's definitely a top 5 track. This is a really fun track, especially in these cars. A lot of top end, a lot of, you know, nice braking zones, some overtaking spots. This is really one of my favorite. And one of the greatest T1s. Now, I think it's possible you could put the blame on me here. I didn't really send it, but I understand how someone could try and blame me because I didn't turn in all the way. But I was still braking. It is what it is, though. Again, another recovery race. I wasn't gonna make the same mistake that I made previously. So we are just going to recover. That's all here. We have some really good battles in this race. we're fighting. It's probably a person every lap just about that there's some sort of fight going on. I had to tuck under the wing of this guy here and just stick with him. I didn't want to be too overzealous, too aggressive or nothing. Again, just as the last race went, I feel like the race is gonna come back or come to me anyway. This is one of my favorite portions. I feel like a lot of the people didn't understand that this is essentially flat out a lot of this until we got around here and Cold Brown struck. We had a Talladega Nights, a Days of Thunder moment here. I just said I was going to put my foot down and let whatever happens happen. Now here, this guy tried to squeeze him, but you can't squeeze a squeezer. He tried to push me on out of there, but I wasn't going to let it happen. But I definitely ruined that corner. I think I downshifted maybe one too many times, and I lost out on the straight. Didn't want to send it too hard. Again, we're just gonna let the race come to us. So Pika Pile here. Pika is my main battle for this entire race. And I'm gonna point it out to you here, but at the time of me racing, I did not know that Pika had 9 seconds of penalties. I don't know what Pika did. Whatever Pika did though, thank you, Pika. Homeboy tried to take me out right here. And that let Pika through. Pika and I had a nice little race. I tried to let homeboy here go through for the switcheroo, but he parked it on the apex. I guess he thought that we would possibly go side by side. And then I had to, he just cooked it here. He may have been paying too much attention to me. So I had to get on up out of there on him. And now it's just a fight to catch Pika. Pika showed from the very beginning, Pika was quick, or shall I say fast. So I felt like as long as I beat Pika, then I felt good about this race. That's all I really wanted at this point. Pika and I essentially just had a back and forth. I don't even know if Pika recognized me, if I'm honest with you, but we had a back and forth just fighting through traffic at this point. It was a really good battle. He was a true rival at this point. I had to send it here. And I appreciate the space because we definitely just did a phenomenal 3 wide there. Surprised that we survived that. And now I hear my boy Hyde. Look, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name. I lied to you. Hydershite. Yeah, I don't know. Hyde. I'm just calling him Hyde for now. I wanted to send it on Hyde, but Hyde covered it up, and that would have been a dive bomb of the ages. It would have been completely unnecessary. And Hyde was catching me off guard with some of the, he was braking just a little too long in my eyes. He opened up, pause. So I was planning on sending it, but he did a really good job at covering it off. But that little slide right there gave me hope. I said, oh, he's sliding. Why are you sliding this early, buddy? And then he hit the brake right here, which kind of caught me off guard. So I made a little tap at his life. Then we come around this bend again, hit the brakes again. I mean, another little tap, but it's like I just had to see if he was okay with staying on this side. And as we come down to this, I just knew I was gonna outbreak him, and he held on to it. Still, little slide right there. So I said, this is another one. It's clear that I'm faster than him. I wouldn't say he brake checked me. I think he just have misjudged it there. No problem. So I was like, it's clearly that I'm faster. It seemed like Pika ran into some trouble with passing the traffic behind us, but unfortunately, because I'm fighting with Hyde, it allowed Pika to catch back up. We had a little bit of a lead, but it is what it is. So here, I don't know what was going on with Hyde, but I made the determination that I have to get past Hyde. I am being held up at this point. Still, not the fastest, but I'm definitely being held up by Hyde. And it's not even, no offense to Hyde, but this wasn't even a amazing, you know, defense or nothing. It just was holding me up. I didn't want to push him out the way. Now, I don't know what happened with Hyde here. Hyde was determined that I am not making past him. And you can't really see it, but Hyde took himself out for the most part there. And then cooked his brakes and moved on. So now, it's Pika and I. And as you can see, it's about that time for me to pit. And I was determined that I will not make the same mistake that I made from the last race. I'm gonna make a mistake. I'm not gonna make the same mistake, not that one back to back. And I almost took Pika out. That was not intentional. That was a mistake. I was expecting Pika to maybe brake a little bit later, but it didn't work. Now look, we have a 1.7 second break from Pika. So this is the outlet. This is outlet critical. I already messed up the gears right there, right? Cool. Outlet critical. We can make up 1.7 seconds in the time that Pika has to go all the way around the track, come back, pit, and then come out of the pit. We can make up 1.7, that's fine. All I have to do, if he and I was already lapping about the same time before, then all we have to do is be 1.7 seconds faster than whatever I was doing before. We should easily be easy at this point. So it's nothing. This is lap critical. Let's go. Cue my music. Cut my music. Obvious at this point, I did not want it. Obvious, I did not want it. All that I lost probably about 0.7 of a second right there. 0.7 right there was lost. And so I come down the final straight, and look who it is. Our boy Pika, closing in on him. And what is that? We come out 0.9 away from, a second away from him. So without that crash or without that blunder, we are possibly at worst come to worst, we're 0.2 away from him. We're in the slipstream, if this game has slipstream. They say it's got slipstream. Yeah. So cool. At this point, I'm just running my race. I didn't even realize that Pika had the 9 second penalty. So here I am fighting for my life to catch Pika, and it just was not working. We come across this guy who I believe, again, his tires must have gone through it, but there wasn't much here for it. You know, Pika was quick, and I couldn't catch him. I don't know if he was in the mediums or something. I don't know what it was, but in the grand scheme of things, in the end, this is how we ended. I just managed the gap and was like, hey, as long as I'm within 9 seconds, I get the spot in front of Pika. He shouldn't have done whatever he did in the beginning of the race. He should have been taking people out and harassing them. But here it is. I appreciate you if you made it this far into this video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here with me. You be easy.